Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Ron Jones. First tonight on Primetime, the three men convicted of killing Ahmaud Arbery in Brunswick back in 2020 will soon know if a federal court will overturn the federal hate crimes conviction against them. So last month marked 4 years since Arbery's death, and he was killed when he was out for a jog in Glenn County and that neighborhood in 2020. A jury convicted Greg and Travis McMichael along with their neighbor William Roddy Bryan in state court after chasing down Arbery and shooting him to death in 2021. A judge sentenced the father and son to life in prison. In 2022, a federal jury convicted all three men of hate crime charges, believing they killed Arbery because of his skin, the color of his skin. He was black. Today, federal judges heard arguments in an attempt to appeal that conviction. 11 Alive's Joe Ripley has more on the case.
Marching in his memory, rallying to remember Ahmaud Arbery.
We gonna get 100% justice for Ahmaud.
Arbery's family and other activists stood outside the U.S. 11th Circuit Court of Appeals to make a statement and stand for justice.
When we saw what happened at first, we thought this would be over with now. And for people to keep giving money for these people to appeal, and the way they took my nephew's life, this is destroying my family.
Inside the courthouse, attorneys for Greg McMichael, his son Travis, and William Roddy Bryan argued in front of a three-judge panel to overturn a jury conviction on federal hate crime charges for all three men. That conviction was on top of the McMichaels being convicted on state murder charges and sentenced to life without parole in 2022. Bryan was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in connection with a vigilante-style killing back in 2020.
Our argument was based on a sufficiency of the evidence, which is, to be frank, an uphill climb in a criminal case.
Attorney Pete Theodosian represents Bryan. He argues based on the federal kidnapping statute, Bryan joined in the chase for Arbery not for self-gain, but because he thought he was doing a public service for the community. Attorneys for the McMichaels argue they did not attack Arbery because he was black or try to deprive him of a jog on a public street due to race.
They rule against us. You can ask for a rehearing before the entire 11th Circuit. And then if in our professional judgment there exists a split amongst circuits, we could appeal to the Supreme Court of the United States.
100% justice! And that is where this group is prepared to go, if necessary.
We will continue to press for 100% justice, whether that's outside of the district court, outside of the 11th Circuit, outside of the Supreme Court of the United States.
That was Joe Ripley reporting for us tonight. Now, it's unclear at this time when the Court of Appeals may come down with this ruling, but it's expected to be within the next few weeks or months. If you want to hear more from Ahmaud Arbery's father's statement outside the courthouse, you can watch it on 11 Alive Plus. It's free to download on Roku and Amazon Fire on those devices, or you can watch it for free right now on 11 Alive's YouTube channel.